Hello Linda, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure by the title you can tell in today's video we are going to be testing out a brush set from Amazon. I recently did a poll asking you guys which video you guys want me to film first. I gave you guys 3 options and a lot of you chose this video. So how can I not listen to you guys? So in case if you guys want to know all the deets about what these brushes are, how they perform, then please continue watching. I have been using the same brushes for years and years and years now, and they are starting to lose its shape. So that's when I went on my trusty old Amazon. You guys already know how much I love Amazon, and that's when I found this amazing of a brush set. So the brush set retails for 1,399 rupees, so basically 1,400 rupees, and you get 13 brushes in this brush set, and the bristles on these brushes are synthetic, and the handles of course are wooden handles with aluminium ferrule to hold the bristles in place. I really love how gorgeous these brushes look. They look so good sitting right on my vanity. Now, coming to the packaging of these brushes, when I first received these brushes I was so impressed on how well these were packed. It came in a carton which had the brand's name embossed on it, and once I opened the carton there was this beautiful pouch which slided right out of the box. It has the same color theme going on, which is green and white, and has the rose gold chain on it, which I absolutely love. And inside the pouch was all the brushes. Even though it looks like leather, but it's not actual leather, it's faux leather, and the material of the chain and the pouch itself feels really good and feels of really good quality. When I say that these came packed really well, they came individually wrapped in a plastic sheet, and they also came along with these brush guard, which is supposed to keep the shape of the brushes when you are storing it, which is amazing. So the fact that it not only comes with a pouch but it also comes along with this net brush guard makes it really travel friendly, so I can travel with them, so that's great. Okay, so before I give you guys a demo on how these brushes perform on my face, the bristles on these brushes are, oh my god, so soft. They feel so soft to the touch. It's so gentle on your face, so that is something that I don't want to repeat over and over again. So that's that. Let's move on to the demo. First brush that I use to do my makeup is this brush in the number 04. It's their foundation brush. So this is basically a flat top kabuki brush. It's your typical foundation brush. The bristles are nicely and densely packed, so that makes sure that whenever you're using this brush to apply a foundation, it's gonna give you a lot of coverage. Also, I noticed that the bristles, it didn't soak up a lot of product. I really love this for applying my foundation. It literally blended out my foundation within seconds, and I'm gonna continue using this for my foundation because it's that good. Okay, so moving on to concealer. They don't have a concealer brush. I mean, they do have a concealer brush, but it's this really itty bitty one. But I did not use this for concealer because I don't like using such flat brushes. I like something that's a little bit more bigger and slightly more denser, so that it's easier for me to blend out my concealer. I tried to use the foundation brush to blend out my concealer, but oh my god, I felt like it was a little too harsh and a little too stiff for my liking. I tried using it, I didn't like the feel of it, so I switched to my PAC 219 brush. Moving on to setting my concealer in place, I use this brush in the number 05. This is their highlighting brush, but I honestly don't like such brushes for my highlight, so instead I use this to set my under eyes, and it works amazingly well with both a loose powder and a compact powder. Once I was done with bronzing and contouring, I did bake a little bit, so I used this brush to dust off any excess. Plus the size of this brush makes it really easy for you to go right in your inner corner and set your inner corner really well. Okay, so moving on, I use the number 01 brush, which is their powder brush, to set my entire face, and I used it with my Fit Me loose powder in the shade 20 light medium. Yeah, and it worked really well with that. It picked the right amount of product in it. I really love how fluffy this brush is. It's a nice decent size powder brush wherein it's not too huge and it's not too small. The brush ensured that I get even coverage of powder all over my face without having to dip my brush into the powder multiple times, and I really like it. Okay, so moving on to bronzer, I used this brush, which is number 02, which is their buffer brush. So this brush, according to the pamphlet that I've received, is supposed to be a multi-use brush. You can use it for your powder, you can use it for your blush, bronzer, everything. So this bronzer brush is basically like a smaller version of the powder brush. So if you see, this is the powder brush and this is the bronzer brush. So you can see the shape and everything is basically the same. It's just that the size of the bristles is smaller as compared to this one. The only difference between the two is obviously the size, but I also felt like that the powder brush was very fluffy. It literally blended out my bronzer so well. In within seconds I was able to blend out my bronzer. You guys can see it in the clip. It was amazing. I really like it. I can also see how it can be a multi-use brush because you can also use it for your powder, or maybe you can also use it for your blush in case if you prefer using something that's shaped like this. Personally, I wouldn't use this for blush because it's a little too big for my liking, but for bronzer and powder I can definitely use this. So moving on to blush, I used this brush which is in the number 03. It's their flat buffer brush. It's like pinched right here where the bristles are, so it's sort of like flat. It sort of tapers outward and it's very fluffy. The shape on this one is very unique and unlike anything that I've ever tried. I was a little skeptical to use this as a blush brush because I was like, you know, this is a little too big to apply my blush, but let me tell you, it worked beautifully. I feel like it's the right size for you to apply your blush. It just like sits right on your cheeks and then you can do swoop and swoop and you will be done with your blush application. You can use one side of the brush to pick up the product and then apply the blush, and then you can flip it over and then you can, you know, sort of like blend it out in case if you feel like it's a little too intense. I mean, I really love this brush. Contouring, I used this brush which is the number 06 brush. It is their angled brush. Honestly, I don't like contouring that much. Maybe that's the reason why you see I don't end up using separate bronzer or contour, but it did the job really well. I honestly don't care much for angled brush, so yeah, I'm like a little so-so about this. Moving on to my highlighter, I used this brush which is the number 07 brush, and oh my god, wow, I love this for my highlighter. I think this is gonna be my new favorite brush for my highlighter. It sort of reminds me of that Morphe M510 if I'm not wrong. It's that famous brush that every blogger uses for their highlighter. Okay, so moving on to eyeshadow, I use this brush which is the number 09 brush. It is their blending brush and it's the only blending brush that you get in the set. I use this to apply my crease shade and also to darken up my crease a little bit, which worked really well. Also, I really like how small of a blending brush it is, so it also made it easier for me to apply eyeshadow on my lower lash line and make sure that I get a really nice blended look. I wish there was another blending brush which was slightly bigger than this, but nonetheless, really love this. Next up, I use this brush which is the number 10 brush, which is the eyeliner brush. I do not like this brush, you guys. I like the shape of it, but I don't like how thick it is. I couldn't get a nice wing liner, and you can see it in the demo that I was struggling big time to apply my wing liner. I don't think that I'm ever going to use this brush. No. But what I did use to apply my liner today, because this is the second time I'm filming this video, I used this brush which is the number 13 brush. This is their eyebrow brush. I really love how nicely it applied my wing liner today. You guys can see there's like a double wing liner situation going on, and it really helped me achieve those symmetrical, I would say, wing liner as compared to the previous brush. So I'm going to use this for my wing liners and not for my eyebrows. I personally like using eyebrow brushes that has a spoolie at the back of it. This one doesn't, so I'm gonna stick to using this as my eyeliner brush. I used this brush which is the number 08 brush. It's a flat shader brush, so this is what I use to apply this white eyeshadow in my inner corners right here. It not only applied the product really well, but it also is a flat shader brush, but it has a little bit of fluffiness to it, so I was able to get a really clean shape, but it also made it very easy for me to blend my eyeshadow, like you can see here. Nothing extraordinary or nothing bad to say about it. It's your typical all over flat shader. I have the brush in the number 11, which is sort of like a bigger version of the previous flat shader brush. I didn't use this brush because I didn't feel the need to, so yeah, I didn't use it. I wish there was a pencil brush or maybe like say another blending brush instead of this brush, because I don't really think so I'm going to use it as much. But anyway, next one, I have this brush which is the number 12 brush, which is supposed to be the concealer brush, but I use this to apply my brow bone highlight, and I feel like this is going to be great in case if you are someone who's like into cut crease and if you like a lot of precision and a lot of clean lines when you're doing your eyeshadow. This is the brush for you. I can use use this also to carve my eye. Okay, so there you go guys, that was the demo on how they perform on my face. Now coming to the actual review, I feel like this brush set is so worth your money. 1400 for 13 brushes, in which you get 7 different face brushes and 5 different eye brushes, along with the travel pouch and the net guard. I feel like 1400 is not a lot, and the quality of the brushes that you get in this brush set is amazing. The bristles are super soft, the softest bristles that I've ever tried on any makeup brush. It did the job of applying makeup on my face beautifully. I also love how lush and luxurious it feels. If you're someone who's just starting out with makeup, and if you don't want to shell a lot of money on makeup brushes, because I know makeup brushes can be super expensive, you can definitely look into these. They are amazing, and I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Even if you are not a beginner and if you are a pro, if you want something to add to your kit, then you can go ahead and invest in these brushes. They are worth every penny, and yeah, I would highly recommend them. Okay, so there you go guys, that is my review and the demo on these brushes from Amazon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below in case if you guys want me to try more of such things from Amazon, because you guys already know your girl loves Amazon. So yeah, that is it for this video, you guys. In case if you guys have made it till the end of this video, thank you so much for watching my video and also supporting my channel. In case if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please do so. And also, while you guys are at it, come follow me on Instagram, because that's the place where I'm active the most. So yeah, with that you guys, I'm gonna take a leave, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye Linda.